to a guy ever.
And tomorrow,
why do you leave Henry?
Are you in Nigeria? How will you not feel attached after sex?
Yeah. Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police in the lives of the kid.
Posing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring and
so
guy, never reach me will marry me.
that's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are supernaturally built that way? Do you know?
Hello everyone and welcome to the lounge. My name is Margaret Osazua and with me on set today is Temi Tokwe. How are you doing today, Temi Tokwe?
Very fine.
And Zeno. Hi Zeno, how are you doing today?
Hi, good afternoon, Margaret.
How are you doing today?
I'm alright.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. So guys, as usual, I bring you something very interesting. I don't know why I like saying that, but yes, this one is quite interesting. We're not bringing any side chick drama here today. No pregnant moms here today, but something a little bit dicey, and I would really love for us to discuss it. So today, we are talking about what you would do if your husband mocked your mom for having body odor. That's quite sensitive. What would you do if your husband mocked your mother for having body odor? And of course, this comes off the back of a story I saw on the internet. So apparently, this man's mother-in-law came into the house after his wife gave birth. Yeah, she came in for umugo. I hope I pronounced that well. She came in for umugo, and the man claims that since the mother came into the house, the atmosphere in the house has changed, and that he can't even stand in close proximity with the woman. He's even afraid as the woman has to beat his child, and he can't.
Very confrontational. Especially when I know I like this person, I would like to just say it in my face.
Okay.
Don't text it at my back.
Okay.
I'll come and meet you. Okay. My husband, though, I saw your chat with your elder sister. Is it? I'll ask why he did that without having to, come to meet me and tell me that, okay, this is how it is in the house and all of that. I feel it's actually wrong going at my back to tell your elder sister that my mom has. My husband, rough play. Let's just.
Okay, speaking from man's perspective, right?
Yeah.
I think as a guy, I will first weigh the situation here. Okay, why would you have a conversation like that with your sister? Why not with me?
Okay.
Like, you're talking about my mom.
Okay.
So that means have a conversation. If there is like a mutual understanding or mutual respect between both parties, the husband and the wife, you can have a conversation. Babe, your mom's, like, you put it in a subtle way that even as a guy, I won't get angry.
Okay.
Babe, this is what I observe.
Yeah.
Mom sees like this smell. You don't even use body odor. Just use like a mild word to like cool down the condition of everything. But I just think as a guy, I will first like have a conversation with her first.
Okay.
I'll get angry. I'm human.
Okay.
I'll get angry. After getting angry, I'm calm. I have a conversation with her. What brought you to that level of having that conversation with your sister?
Okay.
With your sister, and also, I'll just like, if she gives me a good reason, okay, we can have a conversation about it and move from there.
Okay. So, guys, I want you to call us on 091-3373-4592. 091-3373-4592. What would you do if your husband mocked your mom for having body odor? I mean, I'm trying to look at it from the guy's perspective now. I mean, for me, I don't like things that smell. I'm sorry. And body odor comes in phases. Yeah. Let's be frank. There is body odor and there is body odor. We are in Lagos. It can be bad. Do you understand?
True.
Why I don't agree with the man. I don't agree with his methods. Having to converse with his elder sister and all of that. Let's also look at it from a perspective of, is it possible that his wife is not somebody that he can communicate with? Like, he knows that he can't have this conversation with her. Yeah. So he just felt like unburdening himself and he felt, okay, I cannot talk to my friends. Let me just tell my elder sister. What can we look at it from that perspective? Do you think it's possible for us? And even if, do you think it might still be fair enough that he had a conversation with his sister?
Okay, honestly, it's not something I can do, but there's some conversations I can have with my siblings because of how close we are. But then again, I feel if your wife is not somebody you can actually say such things to, then In the first place, why are you people together? Or even, okay, let's assume she's a very, hot kind of person. I feel like there are better ways to do things. I don't know his relationship with his mother-in-law. Okay. So I just feel like for something like that, I'll just go out, I'll shop, I'll buy diffusers and come home. Something like I'll buy diffusers, I'll buy a freshener. My wife is wondering, babe, what's the... Or my husband is wondering, babe, what's the new thing? I'll just say, I just feel like exploring or something.
But I know that sometimes when you live in the village for like a longer period, there's a particular smell that comes with you.
Yeah, true.
So I know that. But I just felt like, okay, maybe the man was overwhelmed with it. Now, first of all, he says that the entire house, the atmosphere has changed. Now, they just had a child. It's not like he has had a child before. Yeah. It's his first child. People are usually very sensitive with their children. And then this woman has to bathe his child like every day.
Oh my God.
That's another one. Yeah. Do you understand? And then she will want to also talk to him as my in-law, my son. He can't stand it. I just felt that he was frustrated. I just felt he couldn't talk anymore. He was, he just wanted her out of the house. Because that's what he told his elder sister. He said, I can't wait for her to leave, honestly. Because he's scared for his child.
Yeah, I just think the man just used that as an excuse. Okay. I think there are other things brewing in the house that this one just made it worse for him to like communicate with his elder sister. I just think if he actually loves the woman, he would have a conversation with her.
Okay.
The conversation with
his sister. So you think there's an underlying factor?
I think there's just underlying issues in the marriage. Okay. I just think this one was just the ice that broke the camel's back. I just think if they've had that conversation about it before, like at least the mother would have stayed in their house for like maybe weeks.
Yeah.
So that means he's been having that conversation with the sister. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not even only the sister. Maybe it's even having conversation with
the sister made it worse. Like, why would you just regard like your in-law as what do you expect from the village girl?
Yes, actually coming from her like that. But you have to understand that not everybody is smart, not everybody is wise.
Yeah.
For me, when I first stumbled on the story, I was just like, man, she married a boy. I don't know, apologies, but literally that's what I thought. Because first instance, you should have had this conversation with your wife in a more subtle manner, just like you said, and then you can now plan something. I've seen situations where I was talking about it at the office today, and I said I've seen situations where I was working before, I had a colleague buy perfumes. He bought body mist, bought roll-on, bought perfumes for a staff member that had that. Now, all of us in the office couldn't have that conversation with this person because we're not tight, we're not like
close with the person
like that. But we know that you can do it because you guys are close. So just in case you'll be managing it, we can't take it anymore. Let us tell you, help us out. Do you understand? And he bought those, and funny story is, he didn't even say, you stink. I was just passing by. And he bought something that she would love, a flavor that she would adore. Yeah. So as soon as she saw it, she was already happy. Oh my God, she started spraying immediately. Oh, thank you, Jesus. It has worked. Oh, we give you thanks. The atmosphere changed. Do you understand? So I just feel like he should have had a conversation with his wife. Maybe he said something, but at the same time, we also know that some women are very hot-tempered. Yeah, she would have probably turned. In fact, the roof will come down. You can't even tell somebody like that you stink. They will change it for you.
I can tell my friend though.
That's you.
If my friend is not smelling nice,
everybody's not like that.
Guy, Alpha,
you cannot just accept it.
Back today, that kind of thing. That's what if you're my friend, my friends can tell me too that Tope, Alpha. I say what happened? Maybe I just came up from market or something. I say sorry, sweat and I'll just go and shower. So if you're my friend, I'll tell you. Alpha, if I go buy you, they'll just laugh. We know, maybe because we know ourselves, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so, I think that's it, because you guys are like really close. Yeah. And so that's why I'm beginning to tilt a little bit to what Zeno said, that there must be an underlying factor. Yeah. Because why won't you be able to tell your wife that this odor that is coming from Mama, I don't think it's very nice. It's a foul.
And as a guy, as the head of the house, as a guy, there's a way we would have. But I started a conversation with the wife that the wife won't get angry. Like there's a way like first massage her ego. Yeah. From there, because if she's close to her mom, she won't take
have to be extra wise.
So as a guy, maybe like first starts massage her ego first. From there, now start a conversation. As a guy, you have to be wise about it. Like you have to be smart about it, because you know this kind of thing can explode in a minute. Talking about having a wife that is hot tempered, that's kind of, you have to be like smart about it. You know how to bring the conversation out and start it, or else it will be.
Everywhere is gonna bust. The stays, the composure. That's a new one I've learned now. Stays, everything is gonna scatter. You know, and that brings me to body odor as a conversation. Now let's take it off the woman for a while and bring it to ourselves. I've had a true, in fact, I have a truckload of experience. Like, it can be very bad. That's why I'm telling you that there is body odor and there's body odor. I really do not know the one that the mother had, and his methods were very wrong. But I tell you,
there's some that actually
stench. Oh my goodness! Now, there's this particular day somebody came visiting. As soon as she entered my house, my God, there was nothing I did not do, even with scope, spraying myself, saying I just wanted to go out. That it was a very bad. So I started opening all the windows. AC cannot work here. It's to open all the windows down just to let us take in fresh breeze. Somebody is going to die, and it cannot be me. So I'm telling you that some people, and when I would have a conversation with this person because she was accessible, it was somebody I could have this conversation with, and she tells me, I hate perfume. Ma, you hate perfume. You know what is coming out of you? You hate perfume. I even went as far as buying it. So I'm trying to tell you that some people can be very, I don't know, is it stubborn or they don't?
They're not receptive. No, they are not receptive to
change.
Well, I mean, I take buses sometimes too. It's not funny. People can do better. You've never had such an experience.
Or the one that the seats are so tight and then your hand is literally under the person's and your hand is so warm. Oh God, that thing used to pain me. That's what I just say, oh, sir, please, can you adjust a little? And they're like, but where do you want me to shift to? I'm like, if I slap you, only if you know what I'm going through. That was annoying.
They will sit with their hand like this. What? Do you know what is coming out of you? Like
this. That one is annoying.
There was a day, it was so bad. I was in a very corner, I was going home, and I was stressed up from it. I was just lamenting the boy. It's seen 300 times. I just got her girls, went into my bar, got my perfume. That was it. What? All of us, it was bad. There's somebody that had the F1 to still fart.
No, public transport.
Honestly, this conversation about body odor is terrible. I've gotten down from a bus before and I was still going fast. Like, okay, just give me my change, please. I cannot.
I think
it's bad.
But one thing about body odor is it has to do with hygiene.
Yes.
And I'm not sure not all the time.
Not all the time. Yeah, I had to read
because not all the time. I think there are ones that are hereditary.
Yeah.
There are some that come from birth. Like when you don't have their back as well.
So that's some are hereditary, some comes from birth, some are hygiene. That has to do with hygiene. I just think if you know, normally you know that you have body odor.
No, people don't know.
Like some people, so at least someone would have like inform you or tell you, babe. As in, like they'll tell
people around.
That's what I'm saying. Like someone would have like informed.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Growing up, or maybe like office colleague, friends would have like, babe,
mentioned that.
What's wrong?
That's
that kind of thing. But I think it's the way you accept that kind of information that has to do with you. Because if you had someone that's stubborn, I don't care.
You'll probably know.
You won't do anything about it.
I think that for some people, truly, it might be hereditary. I mean, I read up and I understood that some people even have to undergo surgery to end that. I saw that too. Yeah. But there are some that we have to be frank with ourselves. It's dirty. People are dirty. There is no two ways about it. Some people's own is that, because I know of a person that got into a vehicle, properly dressed, clean, neat, was going to work. It looked so good, but the odor was bad. And then when I just knew that I wasn't seeing any sweat stains or anything, so I just knew that okay, this one is probably not normal. So everybody just tried to adjust, even though those kind of things are not easy. Just this take on somebody's health, it's not easy. If for instance you have like an animal, maybe a rat or cockroach, or there's this thing that smells, this insect that smells. when you step on it.
Bed bug.
It's not bed bug. Is it
Okay, yeah.
Yes, insects that
smells.
You know how bad that smell is. You can't stay in that place. You are looking for a way to mop. Is that bad?
Yeah.
So I think that we personally, as individuals, we need to take our hygiene seriously. And in the case of this particular woman, first things first, when she said she wants to confront her husband, I first thought there was something wrong with her head. Personally. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Because you're already looking at me. I'll tell you why. Because first is first, your husband just pointed out something.
Yeah.
If you're not a selfish human being, the first thing is not to confront your husband, is to look at your mom. Oh my God, is this really happening with my mom? It's embarrassing enough that they've had that conversation. He has had that conversation with his sister. First things first is to take care of your mom. I don't want to say that the woman did not know that a foul smell was coming out of her mom.
Yeah.
It's very
Yes.
It's possible.
How?
Okay, take for instance, there's this girl that stayed with us. Sorry, there's this girl that stayed with us for like a year, and then our parents didn't even know that something was wrong with her. And then my house is not even that big in the first place. My sister was pregnant at the time, so the moment my sister just entered the house, she just puked, and I was like, "Ha, what happened?"
You people didn't know she was smelling.
No, we did, but we didn't know how to be like. We didn't know how to like open up to her. And my sister, her mom did not know.
She smells.
Her mom didn't know.
Wow.
But apparently, according to the girl, she was using this, traditional medicine for it. Like it was that serious. Like she knew and everything.
Okay.
But yes, my elder sister is very. Something's happening. She will say it out. Like if everyone wants to scatter, let it scatter. But she will talk. So then again, she had to meet her like she called us younger sister. That see, let me not lie to you. I'm not smelling fine. So we actually had to like. We did full body test for her and everything, and then we had to like buy her drugs to take, and then started reducing. But if she doesn't take those drugs for like a week, she's really very terrible. So according to the doctor, she needs to take it for like a while. Then for her, then she had like marks on her body, that kind of thing, because I think as a result of something that was really, so she had to like take the drugs for a while, but it reduced her.
See, this particular case is sort of different.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's sort of different. I'm talking about a woman whose husband just told her, not tell her, sorry. She just found out that her husband was discussing, just like Zino said, it's probably not even only the mom. She had been having that conversation, I mean his sister rather, she had been that conversation with. She just said, your mom stinks. And see, the first thing I expected her to do was, okay, am I taking mom's clothes to the dry cleaner? Am I getting mom's new ones? Am I getting her deodorant? When you do that, and for some, there's no way the husband will not notice, because definitely the atmosphere will change. But you can now have a one-on-one. You're going to comfort your husband to shout. Okay, what are you shouting for?
I think that's just
like the first reaction.
Just a woman's reaction.
Yeah.
For a guy, a guy might not go and confront his wife like that. But for a woman, she's just emotional. I've just been emotional about it. She just wants like, why would you accuse my mom? I mean, even in her head, she'll be thinking the guy is accusing her mom.
Yeah.
You know, funny story is you can even be emotional. Be emotional, but please, can you do the first thing?
Well, she will.
Like, I think
she was
just maybe she thought the guy accused her mom wrongly. That
was in my head.
Like, why would you say that to my mom? Why would you say bye bye my mom?
But the fact the sister even said, "What do you expect from a village woman?"
That
it just feels like they've been having like,
conversations
earlier about the mom, and there's no respect for the wife's family, and that's how it feels to me. So I'll confront you.
I think that's now metamorphosed into a guy accusing the mom. So just I don't know. Moving forward.
Actually, underlining factors, I feel like that's been building up, consecutive. There's been building up.
Issues.
Yes.
Well, if you want to join in on the conversation, the number to call us on is 091-337-34592. 091-337-34592. What would you do if your What would you do if your husband mocked your mother for having body odor? Now, I saw a lot of comments on that the write-up. And the first thing that came to mind was, okay, the person that wrote it, put it on her page, said this was like a copied story. She told you from somebody's real life story, and then you put it online. So first things first, somebody copied that story because you as the daughter, you put it up.
Yeah.
Do you understand do you understand where I'm going to?
No.
You don't still get it. Thank you. Do you get where I'm going to?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It's embarrassing enough that your husband did that you just embarrassed your mother 2 times. You carried the story. And dropped it. Exactly. You took the story and put it on the net for us to dissect. I mean, I think that internet will not put us into trouble. It's the biggest prayer that we can pray now. Because, I mean, these are very sensitive matters that I don't think should make their way to the internet at all. And then somebody had to pick this off whatever you posted because you're asking us if we should confront. When I saw that, I was just shocked. Like, have you even attended to your mom first? It could be a doctor's issue. She might have to see the doctor. And it might not even be a doctor issue. It could just be that, okay, she's coming from the village. And there's a particular odor that comes with them. My grandmom stayed with us for a very, very long time. Do you understand? And I know how we dealt with her. And it was not as if we were running from the house or my dad ever had to say, this one happened, that one happened. No, we never had that because you know how to deal with them. And my grandma was extremely neat. Way too neat for my own liking. Me that I'm neat. I even used to think sometimes I have OCD. That woman was extremely neat. Do you understand? But it didn't mean that when she was coming from the village, there was not a smell that came with her. If you understand what I mean. And we're able to, work with it. Like, okay, we think you should do this, we think you should do that. But having to converse with, I just think that there's some family issues that should not be spoken about. I don't know if this is one. Is this a small matter that you think the husband shouldn't have had his elder sister? His elder sister could be a safe space. And also, for the fact that they were laughing, most people would argue that it was harmless. I mean, they were laughing about it, like, hey, she's a really new man. Maybe it's the kind of conversations that they have. They have like
I feel like it's actually, there are two ways to it. It can be harmless.
I'm not.
For this one
as
is
a guy,
harmful.
I'm speaking as a guy again. Me having a kind of conversation with my sister is not harmless. That means it's malicious.
Okay. That's
just it. For me to have that kind of conversation about my wife and her mom with my sister, that means I don't regard my wife. I don't regard her mom. I don't regard her family. I just married her because I want to marry her. Now going to the part where she posted, that means even she's painting her husband in a bad light.
And her mom too.
And her mom. So that means if you have seen that as the husband on the internet, I don't know.
Oh wait, so you're telling me that okay, you cannot just enter your sister's there and say,
no,
sister, how far?
No, we can't be discussing.
How do I tell my mother-in-law that?
It should not be my sister.
In this case, he was not even asking her.
That's what I'm saying.
He was just
telling her, was
gisting
her,
about
was
everything.
just, it wasn't even asking. If it was the case of it was even asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, maybe he wants to pick his elder sister's
brain. So actual advice.
But when we were not laughing,
I feel like the other style would have just said,
what do you expect from a village woman? And then he now laughs and says, I just want her to leave the house. Like, I just want her out of my house. I think that was very disrespectful.
Let's just assume the other sister was like, talk to her and everything. I feel like that would have made the whole situation, calm.
I don't even think she wants to confront him. But I just feel that before she confronts him after all, she should first take care of her mom. Because we have more to see.
Actually.
He's not even speaking up now. He's not talking. You snooped through his phone. First of all, that's snooping. First of all, it's his case study. Number one, he's gonna forget the issue on ground. You snooped. Why did you snoop? One. Then two, he cannot throw it at you as you don't know. And that would worsen the case. You don't want to go that route. Honestly.
I think you should go that route. You should go that route so that everything will just, so that he's able to spill out his mind. And I feel like that guy's been holding for you to be able to say that kind of thing. That don't you know that?
That's what I'm saying.
Don't I know what everything will come out.
The communication barrier.
Yeah.
There's a communication barrier between the two of them. I think there's no communication mode of communication. They don't have, maybe it's love language. They don't have any love language. Because if you have a love language like communication, you talk with, have a chat with your wife. Okay, this is what. But I think for her to go into her sister's DM, having a conversation with her, that's either of irresponsibility from the guy. That's one. And again, now coming back to you to the extent of your wife posting it on social media. I know that's.
Well, in the first place, let's get something. Why does your wife have to sneak, go and get your phone?
I don't know. Maybe the wife is looking for another thing. If you now saw that.
That means something has been there.
That's your phone. Yeah, I do.
Does your wife know your password?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she does.
I'm just saying it for the camera.
No, she does. She does actually. She does. But having that kind of conversation with your sister that's my problem with it, this conversation. Yeah. Having that kind of conversation, you should be having that kind of conversation with your wife about her mom.
Yeah, true, but my own problem is for the fact that the wife was even sneaky. Is that normal? She's afraid of you. Number 2, you are a cheating husband. That for her to be able to.
I'm
just saying, like, I'm just trying to bring out the underlying factors out of it.
We don't know.
She was probably not even expecting. She was not expecting to. Yeah, I'm speculating. I'm not saying you're a cheating husband. I'm just speculating. But for the fact that she was able to realize that, and that was not what she was looking for initially. I'm sure that's not what she was looking for initially. She's probably just expecting to see something like, I love you.
Or maybe
that kind
of so which one is now worse? Us seeing her husband chatting with another woman, and this one, the conversation between the husband and the sister, which one is worse?
It's better she sees the two so that they will have the conversation and they want to see what's up. So they will have the conversation they want to have.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, that the girl should confront, so that if the guy wants to bust out, let's suppose bust out. If we want to cry at the end, we'll cry. If we want to beg ourselves, we'll beg ourselves.
Okay, and why I still understand that this method of yours also works sometimes, because some people can be very deceptive and they'll just be hiding stuff, and you want them to come out, so you will pinch them hard and then they will burst out in the open. But I don't want to take out the fact that I'm trying not to. I don't have to be selfish, because at this point it's not even about her. Do you understand? This is a woman that left the confines of her home to come and take care of your child. I think that the least that you could have done for her as your mom is to be sensitive to her. That means if something was going on with the mom, the daughter would not even know. I don't think that your husband has to point that out to you. Me, first of all, I'm asking myself, you cannot smell.
Well, let's go. She just gave birth. She might be tired.
Or she might have a smelling. Okay.
So some people have like post. Yes, when they finish, like she might just be all tired. She can't do anything.
And maybe she can't smell.
But
it
the
happens.
guy, and again, the
it
guy,
happens. A lot of things come after childbirth.
I think the guy was wrong. Is if you can have a conversation with your wife, you can actually like take the mom out, like you said, take her maybe to the supermarket, get her perfume.
Just buy
everything and bring it. And the wife, from there, the wife will know that something is wrong.
Honestly, there are even different methods to this thing. Mama, I saw this beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. I think both of them are just.
If the husband and the wife had actually conversed, I think that it would have been a very, if it had been a closed issue, it would have been a big problem.
Issue. Or what the problem will now is if the mother now rejects the perfume. You not tell the woman.
Some people are very allergic to like harsh perfumes.
Some
people are also allergic to perfumes. Do you know?
Some
people are allergic to perfumes.
And you buy a good soap that will enter her pores. You buy a good soap.
This is just having a mature and honest conversation.
I think it was very childish of him to have picked up his phone and started chatting with his elder sister.
True.
Saying the woman that came to help you out.
True.
You know, I think
your mother-in-law, not outside.
Not an outsider or an house help. You know, a woman that left the confines of her home to come and help you out. I think it was very childish of him.
And I feel like he doesn't respect the mother.
Picked up his phone and started having a conversation. Like, she stinks. I can't stand her. I want her out of the house. But when I read the whole I was just like, who is this one? Like, where did they bring this one out from?
Does he have money in the first place?
I don't know.
Because I feel like if he has money, there's some things that will not come out of his mouth. Because it's the truth. Because
you have a point though.
If he has money,
he will just take care of it.
He will take care of it.
I think it's even maturity.
Yes, if you have money, if he's living in a self-contained, you have the mouth to that kind of thing, then something is wrong. No, I'm being honest. If he was like a very wealthy man, my first question would be, I mean, if your mother-in-law is coming for that kind of thing, Omugo, you're welcoming your child. God should not bless you. Should not be your first child. You're welcoming your first child. There's this joy that is coming with you, welcoming her. You have prepared that room so that you don't have that kind of issue. But if it's a self-contained you're living, that's why you're having that kind of issue. I'm very sorry, but I feel like if he's a wealthy man, he will.
What if he's rich, as you said? But I think it's just maturity, plain and simple. I think the guy is not matured enough to get married. One, and it's the truth.
It's true.
If he's matured enough to get married,
he's not ready. He doesn't know what marriage
he doesn't.
is.
No. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you should know that in marriage you have to communicate. If you don't like the wife, there's someone in the family that you can have a conversation with. Okay, this is what I think about my mother-in-law. This is what I'm experiencing with my mother-in-law. What can we do And the man will just, okay, take the advice. If you don't want to take the advice, you know that you've earned the advice. But you going to your sister, no.
That's why I feel like it's good to have like a relationship with like your in-laws before getting into the
there's a huge possibility that he probably went to see the mom in the village and he didn't even perceive anything because he's in the village.
Yeah, true.
How about that? There's a huge possibility because, like you said earlier, didn't he see his in-laws, visit his in-laws before he got married? There's a huge possibility that they didn't visit in town. It was in the village, and the village already has its own odor. So let's just rule that one out. There's a huge possibility that he didn't even smell nothing. It just smelled like normal village breeze.
So he did not visit her like consecutively to know her own house, but
it's not like that for most people.
Okay, what if the guy is busy, like maybe, and this is the first time the grandma, the mother-in-law
before you got married, now you only visit your mother-in-law once.
I'm talking
about once now, maybe 2, 3, 4, of course.
2.
Yeah, it could be.
Like you're in Lagos and they're in the east or maybe in the north.
East there. Why don't you bring her over to know her personally?
Why do you want to bring your mother-in-law over? She's staying.
No, I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. She's in her husband's house.
But still, you should at least like 5 times at least that Mama, I brought this thing.
He wouldn't have still perceived it, I promise you. First of all,
yeah,
he's in love.
True. Okay, now it's out of love now.
No, he will not say, I just want your daughter. It does not concern you.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to tell you, I just want your child. All this odor, whether the chair is done, it does. If I was wife that was telling him that,
if he was a responsible man, he would have fixed that.
And again, it might just be that he's a very insensitive person, and I don't mean to insult him. This is not an insult. So people are like that. They are very insensitive. If you like sit down there and be coughing, they won't know that you have cough.
Yeah, I get Trisha.
They won't. You have to tap them and say,
God,
they cough. Hearing me cough. Is that so? People are like that though. Is that bad? So maybe he's just a very insensitive person that he not even know whether the woman smells or she does not smell or whatnot, and he just carried on. But it took him to have a child. I told you, babies change people. It makes you very sensitive. This is your child. You don't want anyhow. Cockroach chef must not. In fact, one mosquito.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the child. Let's get this. But
that's what he said. No?
I don't.
Which about child?
Scared of his baby.
I don't.
I'm sure you should ask. I wish the man was there. I'd have asked him how many times he ever took the baby to, have his or her bath. I don't know who they gave it. But is it that easy to? Newborn babies are frustrating. They start crying like this.
Yeah.
You know why the mother is smelling? Because no, be honest. Because she might not have time. Newborn babies don't sleep. And I'm sure the woman is just trying to make sure that this baby gets like
the mother in question that she sleeps.
Because I remember when my sister gave birth, I did not sleep. I slept, but I did not really sleep. Like I had to go to the hospital. There are days that, and it was true CS. So she was on the bed for like 3 days. The only thing she could take was like this Everbot to the cover, just like 3 gulps, and that was all. Because we were waiting for her to fart and all of that after CS. There are days I will have to hold the baby like at her side for her to like breastfeed. And then we kept having shifts. If I go by 11 till 5 a.m. my father will come from 5 a.m. to 12 because she couldn't stand up. So who hold the baby, who pet the baby, let me standing. Like I wouldn't even think of having, let me not lie, I don't remember for a whole day. Someone like mommy that I'm smelling with the anger in me, I feel slapping because she don't know what I'm going through. So I feel
there's a huge possibility that the woman was maybe very tired.
Yes, she didn't probably have time to. And people did not offer her deodorant.
So I think it just boils down.
But this is not the wife now; it's the mother. We're talking about the mother.
Okay, the mother.
It just boils down. I think it just boils down to the guy, the man. Everything he didn't handle the situation well. And the wife now made it worse, bringing it into the internet.
Yeah.
I think both of them should just, I don't know, they need this.
What if she was going mental now? That she had to say it out.
I don't still think that
what if she was
bringing issues to the internet
it doesn't have to do,
Okay, but some people, I feel like mental wellness differs. Some people don't have anybody to talk to.
No, you don't know.
So what if she was already...
Let me tell you, I think sometimes I read some things and I listen to some things online. Most people tend to tell their stories online. It's a different thing entirely when you're healing and then you're talking about it. It's another thing entirely when it's not like you're healing. You just want to
vent.
You want to vent. You want to shout.
Yeah.
Okay, because what do you want people to do now? Because when I saw that post, I took my time. Because to go through the comment section, because most of the time when you see post is not sweet. Comment is the sweetest part. And I went through the comments and I saw all sorts of things. And I'm like, why did you have to bring your mom into this mess? It's already embarrassing enough that your husband was discussing this kind of sensitive matter with his sister, and they were laughing and mocking her. You now bringing it to the internet is for what? Is it not the same thing that you're talking, that you are running away from, that you want to go and fight him for, that you are going to allow internet in-laws do? People that don't know anything about your family.
Trisha.
I saw people there, a lot of women, of course, I know I wanted her to get deodorant, but a lot of women were bashing her. I'm not talking about men. Let's first leave the men. Women were bashing her. They're calling her insensitive. Your own mother. Yes, now.
True.
Yeah,
because usually they believe that male children with their mothers, they feel no just mommy, guy man things. But they feel like as a female, you know, a female child, you are more sensitive to this kind of thing. So you should have known that this kind of thing was happening. When you don't now handle it, your husband now did that. First of all, it's not like you caught him talking or you snooped.
Yeah.
You now want to go and fight him. How is that the first step? But wait, how is that the first step? If you now fight him now, just imagine if the conversation goes AWOL and then it goes, doesn't she stink? Have you ever seen my mother coming here and say, these are real life issues that happen?
True.
And then we go off the things that he's not even supposed to say. He will say it. You just gave birth. What kind of torture are you putting yourself through? You just gave birth. You're still going through postpartum. You just literally just gave birth. Your mom is here to help you. So if you go and confront him, and now it just moves from a fry pan to fire, how do you want to adjust? How do you want to? Your mom could even likely leave the house.
No, I think one, if my mom should hear that kind of thing, she's leaving the house.
Your mom, I mean, personally.
She's leaving the house because one, it's an insult to her. Even
yeah.
if she knows that she smells, but you now having that conversation
with your sister.
Yeah.
I think one, she won't take it like I think that would be the first and the last time she's going to come to the house.
You will beg.
I think she is last time. Also, the sister, the wife, the daughter, also puts her in a bad light. Having that kind of conversation with online in-laws. It's like having a conversation with online in-laws now. Because the mom will be disappointed, like you bringing that kind of conversation to the internet to discuss about her.
Yeah.
It's just all shades of wrong. I just think it's wrong.
Yeah, thank you so much. So as we wrap up the show, what would you advise that the woman does? Do you think that she should just confront her husband, or she should, tread cautiously?
Okay, so 2 things first. As I've said, just go and don't shout, don't go and meet him with violence. Just say, babe, this is what, but have your evidence so that in case he wants to run, you just show him that. Just show him that, babe, this is, I saw this. But before I do that, like you mentioned, I'll probably just, tell him that, okay, or I'll probably have my perfume set down and just say, take, like, go ahead and give my mom that you're giving us Omugo gift, like, oh mommy, thank you for coming over or something. But first of all, I tell your husband that this is it, because personally, if I don't say something out, I won't be able to eat. So I have to tell you.
Thank you. Okay. Zina, what would you advise that she does, and what would you advise the husband does on the long run? Because I mean, this is just like the first. If we're talking real, more will still come up. In situations like this, what would you advise that the husband does next time?
Okay, I think the husband should be more mature about it. Have a conversation. Even if you fall out of love with your wife, have a conversation with her. Be mature about it. Be respect of the guy. Of no matter what the guy do, just have a conversation with the wife.
Okay.
Say it with love. Be respectful. Like try and at least she's the mother of your child.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the wife. She's the mother of your child, and also the mother is mother of your wife. So just be respectful and the wife to also next time have a conversation with your husband. Don't be emotional about it and just have a good life and a good home.
Thank you so much, Junior. So for me, I think that personal hygiene is key. We need to take it very seriously. All of us as individuals, we need to take our hygiene very seriously. And I know I'm not supposed to be saying this, but I'm just going to say it. Just in case for any reason whatsoever, you're coming to a public space and you are all sweaty. If you're not going to use antiperspirant, say that's what they call it, or a roll-on, please use wipes, clean up, spray yourself again. All of those things help. And as for the man, I think it was very disrespectful what you did. It means you have no regard for your mother-in-law and no regard for your wife. Also, woman, I don't think you should shout. I don't think you should scream in situations like this. I know you're upset. I'm upset with you too. But I think there are several ways to handle this. And with that, we wrap up the show for today. Thank you so much for watching. X, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so much for watching us. Thank you, Zeno, for joining us on set today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Temi Tokwe. Until next week, Thursday, same time. Bye for now. Bye.
I want to get
Nigeria. How will you not feel attached after sex? Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police
Okay.
in the lives of their kids.
Posing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring and
Okay.